My name is Safari, as all of you already know me, and I'm here to help my brothers and sisters, especially in North America, and those ones in Africa, how to maneuver, how to get the jobs, because I happen to have an experience for so many years, and I think the whole point is to give back so that people don't go through the same struggles like I went through. And I definitely don't wish anybody to go through the same struggles. And this comes in handy for both sides because they are eventually going to talk of how people in Africa who have the skills can merge with those people in North America who have the papers and who can't do a lot of trainings. So people in Africa, they can do the work. You in North America, maybe you can use a profile, which means we're going to see how it used what we call B2B, which is business to business, and B2P, which is business to profile. When a company offers their job, in our case, we call it business to profile. So a company like MTN can offer you a job and I will ask you to work there every day, whether remote or remote, which is working from home, hybrid, which is working from home and going in the office at the same time, but also being on site where you have to go in the office every day. So if a company like MTN offers you a job and you have to go there every day and they have check-in, you have the badge, you have everything, you are profiled. In that case, it's called business to profile. A company, which is a business, offered a job to you, as a person who has an ID and as a profile. But when a company like Saftech offers a contract to SGS, that's business to business. So when you get a contract in Canada as a business to business contract, you can get that contract, and then you can have people who have those skills working for you. And one thing I can tell you, our brothers and sisters in Africa, they are very skilled. They have all the skills, engineering, cloud engineering, AI, because they have time, which we don't have. So they have skills. I'm working with the best engineers, IT. We have the bilingual in Rwanda. If you're looking for the bilingual, if you get a contract, you're in Canada, you get a contract as a bilingual on a B2P, on a B2B. That means you can get that contract and you can ship the laptop to Africa and you can go in our call center because we have a VPN there. You understand the difference why the VPN. The reason why we have the VPN there, so that you can specify your geographic location. You can tell where you want to be identified by a location, like you're in Africa, you're in Europe, it doesn't matter. It's your responsibility to say you're working from USA, from Europe, from Ottawa, from Michigan. That way you can come with your laptop and you will never have issues with your company because to them, you look like you're working from home near the office, and that's for the remote jobs. So now you understand. You guys understand the difference between B2P and B2B?
Yes.
So again, B2B and B2P is what I do. I get the contract. When I get the contract, I either get the contract under my company or under Safari. If I get the contract under Safari, then I might have to look for somebody to do for me the contract, but I think I'm going to need the VPN. But as long as, especially in engineering contract, if you get a contract, you don't have to check in every day. You just have to do the status meetings, which is always on Monday and on Friday. Why on Monday and Friday? On Monday, you tell your bosses, the stakeholders, what you're going to do. You break it down and say, for the period of 5 days, I'm going to be doing this, and each is going to be taking me 1 hour, and every day I'm going to be spending 8 hours a day. Why? Because they want to see why they pay you. So you break it down, and then on Friday, you come back and say, in some cases, you can have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Guys, take this serious. I'm teaching you this from the practical, hands-on perspective. This is not from the university, the school. This is from Saftech Canada College, where you learn hands-on as the production, as the corporation, as the global market offers. So this is what you deal with when you get these jobs you are trying to get. Luckily, some of you guys already have a jobs. As I told you guys, I came back to Canada purposely to help you guys. And on the list of 10 people on a boot camp who are gonna be studying for, we are studying mentoring, and also at the same time putting the skills together so they can get the jobs. Right now, we submitted the resume for all of them, 10 profiles, and in 10 profiles, we've so far had 7 interviews. In 7 interviews, I've done 2 I've done 5 interviews, and I've failed only 2 interviews. And guess why? Do you know why I failed the 2 interviews? No, I failed 1 interview and I couldn't get 1 job. So I failed on 2 jobs. One, I couldn't get a job because I was overqualified. Sometimes you have to be careful. When you put too much information on your resume and you're asking for certain specific job and you put in advanced skills, you could be disqualified because you are overqualified. You understand that? Then another reason why we couldn't get the contract, the person that I was helping, which is the person who's in Canada and USA who had a work permit, who has been doing the factory job, but now wants to do the technical good job of working from home, remote, from Africa, passing the job to your family and friends in Africa, empowering your brothers and sisters, because it doesn't necessarily mean that you should work only for you. You can have more than 3 jobs under your name, under your company, and your brothers and sisters back home can do the same thing. So when I did the interview was great. I passed the interview. When they did the background check, hear this, the background check. He couldn't pass the background check because he had how do you call it? DUI, driving under influence. He was drunk and he was caught on the street driving, even though he's not in the court yet. But that record there, it shows background check not showing. It shows not showing means there's a confidentiality that taking place in the process that you don't say exactly what's going back in the background, but the action planning in the background is there's a process going to the court. So in that case, you could end up losing the job. And that's the reason why he couldn't get the job, because the background check didn't clear. How do you get your background check to be affected? Hear this clearly. If you have a criminal record, you've been in the prison, you maybe, and not every time the police, you have an encounter with the police or situation, he stops you on the street, that you're gonna get, I think you're gonna get a criminal record. No, this is only when you could go to the police retention center, then you go to the court, and then the court will sentence you, which means maybe go for a couple months in a prison or do this, which means the judge is gonna decide something. And if that happens, then you have a criminal, not necessarily a criminal record, but you have a record. It could be criminal, may not be criminal, depending to the case. But if you have that case, some jobs like banks, like schools, they can't hire you when you have such issues. What do you do when you have a criminal record? Or if you have no show on a criminal record and you don't want to be in trouble because you are caught driving, or maybe somebody stole your car and did the accident and it's going to affect you, make sure you go to the court and you do the affidavit so that at least the case is going to be pending to the court, in the court, not showing on your account. Because once it shows in your account, it doesn't go off easily and it's so hard to get a job. Is that clear? Another thing, the reason why you end up with a bad credit background check issues, credit score, when you not pay your bills, especially the child support. If you have a big child support and you just ignore it, you think one day you're gonna wake up, it disappeared. No, you have to make sure big time you are in touch with the baby mother, or with the court, or with the caseworker, and you make a payment plan. It's easy. You don't need a lawyer. You can get the child. It's called aid, law aid. They can give you the lawyer for free, and you can present yourself. I'm telling you this from the experience of what I've seen. So go in the court, open cases, go there. The judge will allow you to present yourself. Tell the judge, this is how much I'm making, and this is how expenses that I have, including my family and my father and my grandfathers back home. This is the money I have left over. Can I make a payment plan? They will allow you make you the payment plan, and that would protect you from having credit score issues and background check issues. I'm telling this for the new immigrants, because once you come in this country, they give you a credit card and you use that credit card, and before you know, you just ignore the credit card and you think by ignoring the credit card it's going to fix the problem. No, if you ignore the credit card is always going to come back. It doesn't matter. And that's a big deal. If it comes back to you, it comes back with the damage. And in some cases, the same applies to some people. Some people do have some issues. Some people have like a loan, maybe a debt of $10,000, $20,000. They end up declaring a bankruptcy. That's a big mistake. Declaring a bankruptcy, first of all, bankruptcy is going to stay on your account for 7 years. And that means nobody can give you a loan, can give you anything because you have a background check that doesn't clear on a credit score, and that goes to the bankruptcy. Because when you have a bankruptcy, it shows in your credit history, and that would affect you. You may get a house, but you're going to make it. Like if you're a first-time buyer in Canada, especially in Ontario, you pay down payment of 5%. But in this case, when you have a bad credit, you could end up paying 28% or 30% because the lenders don't want to give you the money because they don't trust you. And why? The issue is you shouldn't be in this position if you take proactive measures. Go to the court. Don't ask the questions around. Call me anytime. Again, I'm opening up a show. It's going to be call me, ask me anything. If you have a question, call me. Don't get lost. Most people, I talked to somebody yesterday, and this person has been in Canada for 3 years, and he haven't submitted his case. Can you imagine? Because he didn't know what to do. Can you guys imagine that? I have some people calling me from Uganda saying, I'll be going through the questions as well, calling me from Uganda saying, Safari, I just got a visa and I'm a rich man now. Because he thinks the moment he comes in Canada, he's going to be able to make the money. The moment he steps in USA, he's going to make a lot of money. But it doesn't work that way. You have to be on your best game ever. So today we're going to talk about how do you start the best game. The best game ever is not to come here, go to school, consume a lot of OSAP, they run the school runs, and you graduate. After graduating, you don't have the job. Now you have a loan to pay. Can you imagine? You have a loan to pay, but you don't have the job. Do you know why you don't have a job? Because you don't have the experience. And how do you get experience when you don't get a job? It's impossible because the reason why they want you to go back in the factory to slaughter chickens like me, what I did for 7 years, to dig the swimming pool, to make breads in a factory, to do the cleaning, because that's the job that fits you. But how do you break this criteria so that you can expose yourself to the market in the best way possible? And that's what we're going to be doing today. And this is where Saftech Canada College comes in. For more than 15 years, that I've been working in global market in Canada, USA government, Canada government, Microsoft, Siemens, Ontario shared government. I've worked with so many companies as a consultant, as an engineer, as a senior technical lead from different perspectives. And this is my resume. The reason why I'm telling you this, it's because I know the best way to break the lineage, the glasses they see you through, is through the resume, because other than the resume, there's no way they know you. What am I talking about? You coming from Africa and all of a sudden rushing to create a resume, putting it on your online, and you expect them, they call you, you're damaging yourself because your resume is so bad that even yourself can't hire yourself. So when you put your resume there, it's a big challenge, because you think you're doing something right, but you're falling into the pit that is perfectly designed for you. Why? Because that's where you belong, because that's where you want to be. So how do you change the resume so that you can, even if you don't have to cheat through the job, but at least you can know the skills required? And I'm talking from the perspective of us who've been here for so long, where we had no chat GPT, no Copilot, no Gemini to help us do a couple of things. And when you see, now we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have Copilot, but guess what? Most people still don't know how to use them. Most people don't use them to the best way they can be helpful. It's easy. Instead of going to school and doing things that makes no sense and paying a lot of money for things you don't understand, just come on ChatGPT and say, give me top 10 jobs on high demand today. That use your English. Easy English, doesn't matter your English. If you finish your school from high school, just use as your easy English as possible. I'm going to use my vague English here because ChatGPT is going to understand, because they have large learning modules. They would understand the human being in the easiest way possible. So Give me top job in high demand today that can work from home in USA and Canada. Mainly, the reason why I say USA and Canada, because those two guys are the ones who determine the market. Because they're not going to allow these jobs to go outside USA, outside Canada, if their people don't have jobs. And as every country does, they can't let people start doing the jobs that the locals will do. They want to make sure the jobs that people come to North America to do, the locals can do them. And that's why they empower the locals. They pay school fees, they pay everything so that you guys can go to school and study. But the point is, they are giving you the knowledge based on what they think. It's not from the actual perspective. Me, I was in an environment for more than 20 years. I worked here. I worked in all these jobs, in factory jobs, hard jobs, until I was shifted into the global market to understand how do you open your company, how do you get a contract, how do you maneuver through the contract, how do you get more than one contract. And that's why I was able to retire by the age of 45 and return back to Africa, which I think everybody wants. And that's why I'm trying to teach you this. I'm sure at the end of the day, you want to be back home for at least 1 year. You want to come back in Canada and USA, anywhere, but at least not on pressure when you feel you want to. Especially, it's so sad. So many people still want to come here even when they are too old and they don't know what to do. Because if you are coming here for the job market and you're above 45, I suggest you stay home. Because learning, homeworks, factory jobs, the pressure is too high that it's so hard for a person to that level unless you have existing experience and education that can support you to go faster into those processes. But if you're not educated, you don't have any skill or any experience, back home you have your house, maybe something. But if you're desperate and you don't have a choice and you feel like you want to run away, then you're in the right place. Canada, USA would still be the best in the world, I think, for as far as I know. So let's go back to the topic. Again, we share everything. I want to be educational, but at the same time hands-on, but at the same time covering all the aspects that I've been through. This is getting a visa to come into Canada, hoping that I've become rich now the moment I come to Canada and USA. And when I landed to New York, everything was completely different. Until when I begged to go back home, but my ticket had expired. Remember, when you come in Canada or USA, you have a return ticket. But mine had expired, so it was useless. I couldn't go back to Africa. And even if they would allowed me, I wouldn't go because I had messed up a lot of things. I wouldn't go back there. So coming in this country, you need to know where to start. Getting a visa is a good start, but it's not enough. You need to understand the migration process. The migration process is the hardest. Most people don't know that when you come here on a visa, you end up in a court just defending yourself, how you've been harassed, how you've been almost killed, and you are running for your life. You don't know that. Most of you don't know that in most cases, some people to get the papers, they have to accept and act like gay because they have to act like they have been in danger back home, and that's why they are running away for their own rights. And guess what? Most people end up becoming gay because they put you in a position to act like gay. And how do you do that? You dress up like gay, you dance, you act up like gay, and in most cases, you attend gay seminars, events. And what do you expect when you attend? When you have more than 5 guys hitting on you, when you're a guy, when you said you're gay. And in most cases, when they identify that you're not gay, they report you to the immigration. And when they report you, you don't get the papers. Guess what happens? Because people want the papers so badly, they end up acting gay and actually becoming gay. And that's so sad. And that's why I got the experience from my friend. I was talking to them and I was like, honestly, how did you end up here? And I was surprised the story I had. So there's a lot of stories there. Again, guys, if you want to talk, if you want to call me, and there's a lot of depression and stress going on in North America. I've been here for less than a month now, and I have a tour. I have to go to Michigan, Ottawa, South Africa, Kigali next month. I'm going to give you the dates actually. But I found people here, they're so depressed. There's a lot going on. And I think people, they need to start talking to people before they start actually jumping off the buildings. Asaf, am I right?
Mm.
Alia, how is the depression level? Guys, you need to tell people they are selling their houses, they are selling their businesses because they want to come to Canada. They want to come to US, and they come here, all they can think of is committing suicide. And that's so sad. And even the governments in Africa, they should start investing in research because the majority of the labor force in Africa ends up in Europe. So if you are losing 90% of your capacity, of your ability to make some changes, why don't you actually bring in people in power to be in a position to decide for those people and come up with solutions? There should be a process where somebody came in these countries, if they want to go back home, there should be a process how they can help them, especially if they can have skills they can contribute back home. People are stuck here with knowledge, with education. They have master's degrees. They are driving Uber. They are working in factories. And guess what? It won't be long because the robots are here. I don't know, robo taxi. Asaf, have you seen this robo taxi in Texas? I'm going to Las Vegas in 2 weeks. I'm gonna call a Tesla a robo taxi, which is the automated car, and I'm gonna drive on that one so you guys can see what I talk about every day. Because maybe you guys think it's Google or maybe I'm trying to scare somebody. No, the truth is there won't be. And guess what? The price for the robot taxi is $30,000, which is so cheap, which means you can buy a car will take you to work, and you will see, will be on the streets running up and down making money for you, will come pick you up, go pick up the kids, pick up the wife, go pick up the grocery, and it will pick you up from work and take you home. I'm telling you, this is happening in less than 5 years. We having the robots working those factory jobs, the jobs we used to do. I did 7 years picking eggs, slaughtering chickens, sitting in pools of blood, digging pool ranches and everything. Why? It's because those jobs were available, but those jobs are not available anymore in 5 years. And the reason why they gave us visas, because they expected us to do those jobs. In some people's eyes, we are disappointment because we are supposed to be in factories. And I don't think anybody deserves to be in a position that I've been in, like slaughtering chicken for the whole day in the pool of blood. I think a robot should do that job, or a machine. And I don't think somebody should come in Canada, USA, expecting to succeed and end up doing such a jobs. I think people deserve to understand, to hear what's going on. And that's why you have to come up with the idea of the resume. So in ChatGPT, you guys of today, you are more lucky. If you are below the age of, I might say 45, yeah, which is my age range as well, jumping off the cliff, but you're so lucky. Most of the things they are coming with the AI, and AI makes your life much easier, way easier. Things we used to do the hard way, they are much easier now. You don't have to stress so much. But guess what? If you don't catch up with AI, both ways, you're gonna get messed up. Do you know why? Because only people who know the AI, they're gonna be working in the AI environment. So don't think they're gonna allow you to clean the robots when you only don't know even the models of robots. Asaf, do I make sense? Nelson, do I make sense?
Yeah.
So
Very
again, at the
much.
end of the day, if they say you have to do the oiling for the robot, let's assume maybe you have to charge the robot to change the battery, you're still going to have to be an engineer. Don't you think so? You're going to be a technician. Because at the end of the day, that's a software and a hardware. And the hardware is what? The hardware are those pieces, the batteries, the adapters, which you're going to be fixing. The same way, those guys who have been fixing laptops, now you have something new to fix, the robots. So both ways, you're going to have to change. You can't live the way you live, waking up, driving Uber, and think tomorrow it's going to be the same way, easier. No, it doesn't work that way. The easier way is to gain the skills. And how do you gain the skills? That's what I'm doing. I have 10 guys. I told you I'm going back. I'm going to give you my tour. And before I go, I'll make sure 10 guys will get the jobs. Right now, please keep praying for me. Right now, we have an assurance, at least a sure deal of 3 people confirmed, 2 people waiting, and we're still waiting on so many interviews. And right now, I may receive an interview, which I'll be so happy for you guys to listen in and see how you deal with the interview. There's a lot of tips, and techniques that you need to understand. If you don't understand those guys will outsmart you in a second. So How do I do that? How do I train these people? These guys I'm training, you already have a foundation. I have people in 3 classes. There's entry level. These are the guys who are just coming in from old technology. They want to adapt to new technology. Or these are the guys who are working from different jobs and factories, Uber, and they want to jump into technology, but they want to go easy. They don't have too much time. And then these are the guys also have been doing customer service and they're tired of the pay, which is so bad. And they're trying to make at least $40 an hour, at least $30 to start with. If you are making less than $40, you never succeed in these countries. I promise you. Yes, you will pay the bills. Yes, you will go for vacation, but I don't think you're going to build a house, maybe own a retirement or passive income, unless you're super genius when it comes to money. Because 10,000 for $40 an hour in Canada and USA today, with the grocery shopping, with the rental, with everything very expensive, trust me, saving is so hard. So how do you change that? You catch up on the skill sets, because the only way you can change your income is by changing the skills. And how do you change the skills? You change the skills that are required on the market. You don't just go to school, somebody in the school teaching you things that he has never experienced, he has never been there. He's teaching you how to become successful, yet he's broke. I don't agree in that. Before you teach me something, I should look at you and say, how have you benefited out of this thing so that I can spend my time doing this? So the truth is, if I did this for 15 years, and managed to run these companies and decided to retire, go back in Africa with my 4 kids and a wife and settle there. I have more than 100 kids. I mean, biological and non-biological, because I support so many kids and I'm able to live in Africa and come here in the summertime. It's because of this. It's not magical. I put in a lot of time. Most of you guys who are already engineers, you would look at my resume and I think you give me a credit. And I've been doing this for all my life. So, and I went all the way from customer service to being on this title. So customer service means just talking about customer service issues to being a senior technical lead engineer in the cloud and the AI. So trust me, it takes some sense of initiation and also maybe genuine focus. So through this 15 years, I've been working in Fortune 500 companies. I've worked with Microsoft, all those companies, you name them. So if you fail to, at least if I fail to make you this post, which can make you at least maybe $100 to $250 an hour, working 8 hours a day, you can make this money here. But let's say you don't make it there. If you fail, if you don't make it all the way up there, I have a plan B for you. And the plan B is this one. At least you're going to become this person. And this person is the entry level, is in an entry level class that we are trying to help right now. This person, we've put together all this. She's going to talk about it a little bit. These are the skills she never touched. She has never went to school to talk about all these technologies. We've sat here and guess what? We do this within less than 3 months, because within 1 to 3 months, you should be having a job. And when you get a job, we show you how to stay in the job, but more than how to stay in the job, then you can impress the company to pay for you the school. And when they pay the tuition for you, now you don't have to stress getting the school loan. And now you can get the money, the knowledge, but also the experience. But more importantly, after the boot camp of 3 months, then I'm in a position to say, yes, you've worked for us at Saftech Canada for more than 3 years, because the boot camp for 3 months is going to cover what people cover in 3 years at school. We're going to touch all the essentials in the global market. And those essentials are the exact reason why you're going to get the jobs. So I'm going to add this company. These are the companies in USA, and this is the one in USA and in Canada. This is where I get the contracts, mainly the contracts we run in Africa. And I show you again, these are the contracts we run here. Here in the call center, we have a call center in Rwanda, which is at Sonatube. I'm coming in Rwanda on September 1st. On September 1st, I'll be in Kigali. Ukwachenda tariki ya mbere nzaba ndi Kigali. Abantu bashaka ko duhura nzaba ndi hariya kuri Sonatube kuri office yacu. Benshi they know it. Most of you guys know it. Over Uganda or I'm going to be in Kampala September 8th. So go Munana 8th. I'm going to be meeting people in Uganda who want to get into the visa, not getting the visa as a tourist, but getting a visa as a skilled labor. Because when you get these skills, then we can help you apply for the visa. And you're going to be more valued in the embassy because they need you because they need these skills. These are global market skill sets, AI, ChatGPT, or like AI, creating AI like ChatGPT agents. We create agents like ChatGPT. All those skills are what companies are looking for. So before I proceed, this is where the call center we have in Kigali, we have in Uganda, we have in Nairobi and South Africa. So I'll be I'm in Toronto right now. If you want to meet me, I'm in Toronto on Airport Road. Call me on that number. You know the number already. The number is there. I'll be in Michigan Niles on August 18th. I'll be in Kigali September 1st. I'll be in Kampala September 8th. I'll be in Nairobi September 22nd, and I'll be in Johannesburg on October 1st. Why? I'm meeting all of you there so we can see how we can help ourselves. I'm meeting different schools, helping them to go online so they can start teaching online and hybrid, which means people going to school but also learning online. That way they can save a lot of time and also transportation and food. You don't have to go to school every day. Now all of you guys are in Africa somewhere, but we are learning together. Why do you have to go to school anyway? So again, the resume, we're talking about resume. So I'm going to show you how do you create a resume at the entry level, because this is advanced level. When you create this resume, I call this class to be advanced. In this case, companies can give you contracts on a high level. And in this case, I'll show you how to get the insurance, because you must have the insurance for at least $1 million. And getting insurance in $1 million in USA or Canada, it's very easy. You have to pay like maybe $90 a month. And in case you break somebody's system and they sue you in the court, then you are safe because you have $1 million to spend in the court. And I've done this more than once. This insurance have saved me so many times and have made me a lot of money. So you need to know that. If you already have such a skills, it will be easy for you. For a staff, this is easy for you, so it's going to be easy to upgrade you to come to this platform and do the same. If you never had anything to do with IT, we are going to bring you here. This is one of us. We are trying to help her to get a job. Today, we've done this resume, as you can see. We went on ChatGPT or Copilot, Gemini, figured out what companies are looking for, and then we focused on those skills to learn them. Then after learning them, we created the resume, we practiced the resume, we practiced the interviews. Now we are going to post the resume, and after posting the resume, companies are going to start calling her. When they start calling her, now there's another trick I want to put in here for you. If you post a resume and your resume is maybe so bad or so good, please, when somebody says we're interested in you, we want to hire you, could you send us your updated resume? Please don't send them your resume again. Why? Because maybe they are referring to a different resume they have in the system, because for the last how many years, God knows, you've been putting so many resumes up there. And if you are the bring a resume, your education background is different, your technology background is different, the position you're asking for is customer service, but now you're asking for the AI and IT cloud customer support. You understand the problem? So, which means you can actually close the door to the job before you actually get the interview. Because if you send them the interview, if you send them the resume and they see the resume they have already, and they take two of them and they compare them, they say, "What a liar! We can't hire this one. This person is double copy. He has is this person and this person." So in that case, you're going to be disqualified. So how do you do it? When they send you an email, you tell them, "Could you please send me the job description and the resume so I can update it because I lost my original copy." Or maybe I can't, my original copy is not reachable right now. It will take me a little longer. Would you please send me? They have it. That's the reason they contacted you. They contacted you because they saw the resume somewhere. Indeed, LinkedIn, Workforce, somewhere they saw it, and now they are reaching out to you. And that's why you have to tell them, "Send me that resume." So when they send you that resume, and the job description. Remember, they are sending you a resume and they are sending you the job description, which means they have matched you with the job description. But to impress them even more, you are going to take the job description, also update your resume. So it looks much more better, even to entice them more. So how do you do that? So you come on ChatGPT. Before you do that, you need to understand, how do we come up with such a position? Why did we say our entry class should come with this? You don't have to be bilingual. If you are bilingual, English and French, it's very important, especially if you're in Canada. So don't lose your bilingualism. Make sure you have your English and French. It's very important everywhere. You saw my resume. I keep all my languages there. Let me go back there so you can see it. Because you never know on which door God is going to knock on. I have my French, I have my English, French, Swahili, Kinyarwanda, Kirundi, Kiganda. Because maybe somebody is looking for the country representative in Burundi, and they just saw your resume. You are the first person they're going to consider because you speak Kirundi, you're from Africa, you know the culture and the norms and everything. So put all your eggs there so they can be visible. There's nothing to hide here. If it's good enough, put it there. And you never know what they're judging you on. The same certifications. If you have done a certification, just put it there. You never know which certification is going to serve you. Just don't make it too much. So going back, now you understand, by putting all the languages, it's very important. So if we go back here, that's why we ended up adding French. Her French wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. So if she gets this job, it's going to be her advantage to work on her French, because she's going to be talking with people who speaks French. The first couple of weeks is going to be hard, but then it's going to get better. Then we could have said only IT support. We wanted to bring her in IT. It could have been IT support. But we do know today, if you're in IT and you don't know anything about cloud, you are as bad as somebody who doesn't know what's AI. If you're an IT person and you don't know anything about the cloud, like AWS, Azure, software as a service, platform as a service, what is a bunch of services up there, infrastructure as a service. If you don't know that, then you are jumping out of the field. The same thing, if you have your resume and your resume doesn't have any word about AI, then you are jumping out, because in the near future, even today, a company to consider you, if I have to consider you, at least I have to hear something like ChatGPT. I have to hear something you've done. And if you can go online and just do a couple courses like she did. Like, I'll give you an example. She did, in our class, we did designed, okay, like this one. This is what we did in the class, because it's not a big deal. This is something you can do. We teach you for less than 1 day, and you've covered this part. And it's very important. What is this? This is creating something like ChatGPT, and also putting more data into that ChatGPT, the data you want to be asked for, then integrating ChatGPT into the website. So you design an application with you design an AI, you design an application, a phone application with AI, design a website with the AI, then create a AI agent or AI module, then integrate that AI module into the website. That way, when people go on your website, they can ask the services. For instance, a good example, people, they want to order the water, called maybe mineral water, maybe Gwenzori, maybe Neo, maybe I want to order this water right now. I can go on their website, and when I go on the website, I'll give you an example. If you go in our website here and you come in the corner, you're going to find this thing here. This is what we call a chatbot. This can be a chatbot, can be a chat agent, can be a chat module, whatever you design it. Then we design it, then we integrate into your application or your website. Then we put all the information inside, so that when customers ask the question here, they can get the answers. Right now, you can ask any question about us, and this will be able to answer the question for you, which is the same as ChatGPT or Copilot would do. But ChatGPT goes online. It goes online, search information online. But what if you want information to be private in your company and you don't want to be accessible outside? Then you teach your agent give that information to an employee in your company, or anybody can be able to do it. So if the website is a client facing outside, then it can support the clients. It can say, I want to order. You can ask, I want to order, maybe I want to sign up. I want to order 10 boxes of this water. And ChatGPT will be like, maybe agent will ask you, what's your address? What's pickup? Do you want to be delivered or picked up? Or do you want to, how do you want to pay? And you can integrate your credit card and it can pay for you. And you can actually tell the agent or ChatGPT, whatever you call it, agent or module or chatbot, even to book a ticket for you when you are just, you leave, say, book a ticket for me. You can configure it and it will go online, look for the cheap ticket and buy it for you when you're in the kitchen cooking. What I'm telling you, it's not magic. It's what we do at school. So, and the reason why we bring in that part, the reason why we brought in the idea of the resume or of the AI, it's because we do understand today, if somebody have to hire you, they need to understand that at least you know you've designed, deployed an AI agent into a production environment, which means you've designed the AI agent, integrated it into the website or an application, and it's helping people. It's answering questions, it's helping orders. If you are go, let's say you MTN gives you a contract to create a chat agent, a chat bot or model for them. You can buy the everything from the website. You can order, you can ask questions. It will work as a call center for you. So this, we teach you this, and this becomes in. So now that we've taught you how to do this, like production environment using Copilot as Studio, AWS SageMaker, ensuring seamless integration with existing infrastructure. So you have a business, we integrate it with it, and monitor the agent behaviors. Then we monitor it for you, and then we educate it. The agent will learn your business within a short time. We train it, and now the agent will be able to do the business for you. Instead of having people picking up the calls, now the agent can actually handle all those calls on the website without having nobody to call. So if we did this, then we say, now this agent, this person we're trying to help to get a job should have this AI. Do you guys think he deserves to have AI on the resume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you know something about AI. So now we know. So now that's how we come up with this idea. And all these technologies, you don't need to know them so much. You just need to know the basics. So we bring in, and this is the important part of it. Remember, this is my company. After 3 months of training, I have the right as a Canadian company to say your skills. I can present and recommend your skills, which will be equal as to 3 years, which I can defend you for the 3 years basis. The same applies to SGS USA. We have call centers in Canada. You could have worked for us there or anywhere. The reason point is, it doesn't matter. The point is not how long did you study, but it's what do you know. Do you guys understand the difference? If you can become a doctor in 1 week, the point is the question is not how did you become a doctor in 1 week? The question is, are you a doctor? Can you treat people? If you're treating them right, then there shouldn't be such a questions. Because the knowledge I'm giving in 3 months is equal to 3 years. And for that reason, I can defend and say, yes, you worked for me. And they can call me, the companies will call me, and they'll ask me, we have this applicant who have done the interview, and we think we're going to hire this person, but we want to do the reference check. How have you been working with this person? And definitely I'll say she's been a great person for the longest time we've been together. She worked on different, and I will repeat what you've done. And this is what I will say. And I will even check in some more points. I'll say she's a hardworking, she's a quick learner, she's willing to jump in any job at any time and be able to do the work. And that would give you more basis. Then we're going to add the skill sets you've done. And luckily enough, we're going to also add our school because we are a college, and our college is going to be added here. And it's a college. Now we have the right. We are we're going to change this to a college because now we were approved in Canada to operate as a college. So when you enter in the entry level, you get a certificate, or when you get in an intermediate level where in between engineer and becoming self-employed, you become a diploma, you get a diploma. But when you get advanced like I am, then you have advanced diploma. And based on that cases, we're gonna give you what you deserve. And in this case, if she finishes the 3 months and be able to perform the result and pass the exams, then I'm okay to give her the diploma and she will be deserving it. And good for her. She been at University of, you put your university in Canada. It's a big advantage if you have attended any school in Canada or USA. Make sure you added it, and also remember to add your school back home. And then we can also add the certification. Then on bottom, we're gonna do what we call, how do you call it? Do you guys know what we call it? How do you call this one?
The cover letter.
A cover letter. So we write a cover letter and we make sure we send it. And this is the resume today we are going to attach to put online. But before we decided to get this resume online, the question was, how did we come up with the job title? How are we sure that this job title is going to be good? What we did, we went to job title and you say, took this one and say, okay, I was on this one before we go there. I was, give me top jobs in high demand today that can work for that I can. So guys, don't worry about your English. English is not even a first language, second language, fifth language. It's like 10th language. So we are smarter than they think. So use your English as good as you can. So to work in Canada and the USA. Or let's say, okay, let's see, what's jobs? They are going to give us the jobs. We can work remotely. And I'm sure most of them, they're going to be IT related. So you see, they have digital marketer, they have customer support rep, but this is dying. This won't be there soon. I don't know if you guys, today I'm going to take you through also another part of the AI that most of you are not familiar with. This is going to die soon because there won't be people on a call center. They're going to be consultants talking to people, advising them on some levels that are much more practical and hands-on, but that is going to die. So you see there's virtual audit services. But what I say, if we say in IT, let's say in IT, ask the question as vague as possible. You don't have to be good to ask those questions. Just ask them as vague as possible. Because the reason why I said IT, most of these job ITs, you can work from home. And the job we are applying for is the same to this one. And you see, it could be paying this to this one. But guess what? Ours is even better because why? Do you know what ours is better? Do you know if you put the job title at this one and I put this one, who do you think is going to get hired faster?
The AI and the IT
Exactly.
cloud.
Because
Yeah.
I have everything this guy has plus cloud and this one. So let's ask this. I just put it there. I didn't ask anything. Now you see, it tells you, but in this case, it's going on a high level. But for us, we want to be in a business. So when you ask story by story, you understand how it's going to open up for you and take you exactly. So the point is, now you understand the power of smart system automation and chatbots. This could give you up to 200K. And what do? Do you know what this is? This is exactly this one. Sorry. This is exactly here. This is exactly what you did here. But in this case, you did it even much better with Python. Because Python, at this level, we use the basic Python, but more on a high level platforms. But in this case, when you transfer and you start working on SageMaker on a deep end and SageMaker Studio to analyze the machine language models and integrate and teach them and train like data sets and machine labeling, all those pieces, then you are going to the position they are referring to. And this is the one. That's what they mean. You automate them. That's what you guys have done in the class. You've created the chatbots, you've integrated it into the website and the applications, and now the chatbot is working. Alia, can you do that? Asaf, are you able to create a chatbot and train it for the customer to be able to use it for whatever the service?
For me,
Yeah.
I'm not.
You can do that. And
Yeah.
how long did that take you?
2 days.
Couple
5?
days.
2 days.
Two
Okay.
days. Because we don't teach everything, we teach only essentials, and these are hands-on. Instead of being in a class talking, we do it. And when you do it, the action comes more and the words comes less. So when you do Python or high level, you can land on this money. And I'm promising you this is easy and possible. The same thing applies to this. So by doing this, now we know we have a resume, and we can also say the pay range. Let's say pay range. It lands exactly the same thing. So you're looking at something, because remember, I'm not the one saying these words. Guys, read these words. What I say: entry level remote AI jobs, like AI powered content creators, like they can start from here, which is already better than what you are making, I'm sure. But for you, remember, you can even do better. But we are not targeting money in this case. We are targeting skills, because once you have skills, then the money will just come in your accounts. So now we are going to go. I want to share the screen. I think most of you have done this, and we are going to go. Now we are going to post our resume, and as you can see, a resume will be looking like this. The same. I designed this one based like mine, including like the way. And actually, before we go any further, I want to teach you something. I want to show you something. I don't know if you are familiar with already. Instead of going into classes and spending all the time, do you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Do you see me?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you something, how you can learn with AI without you having to spend a lot of time doing things that makes no sense. Do you see my phone?
Yeah.
So on my
Yes.
phone, I have different modules. You call it chatbot. Maybe most people call it, or the chat assistant, they call them chat GPT. So I have so many of them. I can pick any of them. I can pick chat GPT, Gemini, Copilot. Which one do you want to pick? Let me pick Gemini. And I'm going to put here, I'm going to click here and say, let me remove a headset so you can hear. So I'm going to ask Gemini. Hey, Gemini, how are you doing? Today, I'm trying to apply for AI IT cloud support job. What are the opportunities out there?
That's a great field to get into, especially with the rise of AI. There are tons of
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, I'm finding a few good options. It looks like Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud are both hiring for AI-focused IT support roles. Would you prefer to work for a larger company like that? Or are you looking for something smaller?
Yeah, I'm looking for something, but I need something more entry level, because I'm not that much of IT, but I'm trying to get into. I'm coming from customer service, trying to get into AI and the IT, and I need the entry level. So where do you suggest?
Okay, since you're coming from customer service, you might want to look for roles that emphasize communication and problem-solving skills. Companies like IBM often have entry-level IT support positions that could be a good fit. Would you prefer a role that's more focused on helping customers directly, or one that's more behind the scenes?
It's okay, but I can ask. Aria, want to ask you something. Aria, could you ask Gemini something?
Of course. What would you like to know?
Asaf or Aria or Nelson or Gid, could you ask Gemini a question?
Sure thing.
Yes.
What's the best way to gain experience?
Go ahead.
Yes. Gemini, I want to ask you, I want to dive into cybersecurity career. What skills should I have first to know it better?
That's a great question. Cybersecurity is a really important field. To start, you should focus on understanding basic networking concepts, operating systems, and security principles. There are tons of online resources and courses available to help you build a solid foundation. Would you like me to find some beginner-friendly courses for you?
Thanks for now. Alia, our friend Alia here, she has an interview soon about AI and IT support, cloud support. She's at entry level. Could you prepare her for the interview? Could you ask her some questions? Maybe she prepares herself for the interview.
Okay, here's one for you, Arya. Can you tell me about a time you had to learn a new technical skill quickly?
Alia, question is for you. They're helping you.
Here's another one for you, Arya. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and technologies in AI and cloud support?
Yeah, it's yes, yeah.
Alia, they are waiting, they want to help you. They want to help you prepare for the interview. Could you be active, please? Alia, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, here's one more for you, Arya. Okay, Arya, here's one last question for you. How do you handle a situation when a customer is frustrated or upset with a technical issue?
Alia, the question is for you.
Would
Okay, question. Okay, I have my friend Asaf here. Asaf is also jumping into AI and cloud infrastructure administrator. Could you prepare him for the interview and ask him question that he's more likely to see in the interview and how he can go around them?
Okay, here's one for you, Asaf. Can you describe your experience with cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud?
Asaf, this
Yeah,
question
yeah,
for you.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Right. For Azure and
Here's another one
Google
for you,
Cloud.
Asaf. How do you ensure
Yes.
data security and compliance in a cloud environment?
Yeah, for data security, you have to enforce policies that really protect the data, especially by having password policies, having the aging password that can be changed and the complex ones.
Okay, here's one more for you, Asaf. How do you approach troubleshooting complex issues in a cloud infrastructure environment?
Yeah, actually, before you just try to figure out the complex issues and fixing them, you have to make sure that your data is backed up and you make sure that you have the way to recover them. Then you proceed by troubleshooting the complex issues and trying to find solutions for them.
All right, here's one last question for you, Asaf.
Could
How
you-
do you stay up to date with the
Could you elaborate on his previous question, please?
Okay, Asaf, could you give some examples of the resources you use to stay updated on the latest cloud infrastructure and AI technologies?
Yeah, okay. The resources we use just to make sure that the data is both on the cloud and the premises. And once we are troubleshooting the cloud issues, make sure that the on-premises data and infrastructure is intact and running.
Okay, Asaf, that's a good point about ensuring data integrity during troubleshooting. Now, regarding the resources you use to stay updated, could you give some specific examples like websites, publications, or online courses?
Yeah, actually, we normally consult the Amazon websites and for web services, then the Google Cloud platforms, and as well Microsoft Azure web services also.
So there you have it. Now let's ask ChatGPT and see how it is better than the other one. Hey ChatGPT, my name is Safari. I'm an engineer and I'm coming back on the market. I want to get the jobs. I just came from Africa. I want to brush up on my skill set so I can be back on the market, sharp and good to go. What do you advise?
Welcome back, Safari. It's great that you're focused on brushing up your skills. Here are some steps to help you get back into the market confidently. 1. Assess your skills. Start by identifying the areas in your field where you feel you need a refresh or deeper understanding. Focus on technologies or trends that are in high demand. 2.
Another question for you. Okay, I'm going to ask a general question. A question for you. I have $10,000 in loan and I'm thinking of declaring bankruptcy. Do you think I should do that?
Declaring bankruptcy is a significant decision, and it's important to carefully consider the pros and cons before moving forward. Here are a few things to think about. 1. Assess your financial situation. If your $10,000 loan is manageable and you have the ability to repay it within a reasonable period, e.g., by cutting expenses or taking on
Another question for you.
bankruptcy may
Another
not be
question for you.
However, if repaying it would severely impact your daily.
So my friend in Africa, he's been studying from Saftech Canada College, grabbing global market skill sets like AI, cloud computing, project management, and he wants to get the visa to Canada or US through the skilled labor. What do you advise? How can he approach that? I don't think he heard me. Let me try again. Hello. I have a question for my friend. My friend is in Africa, in Rwanda. He's trying to get a visa to Canada or USA. He has been one of Saftech Canada Academy student doing AI, cloud computing.
It sounds like your friend is looking for guidance on obtaining a visa for Canada or the USA.
Yes.
And they've been part of Saftech Canada Academy. Here are some general steps and advice you can share with your friend. 1. Visa types. Canada. Your friend may be eligible for different types of visas based on their situation, including study permit. If they plan to study at a recognized institution in Canada, like Saftech Canada Academy, they can apply for a study permit, work permit. If they've secured a job in Canada, they could apply for a work permit, visitor visa. For short visits, they may apply for a temporary resident visa.
Another question. My friend who's also in Africa, who has a diploma with us right now and been working for us for the last couple of years in Africa, he just got a job in Canada, but he wants to get a job, visa as a skilled labor. How can he go around it? Anyway, you had it all. So guys, you now know so well that you can ask questions from Gemini and Gemini will be able, or Copilot, to answer. It can train you, you can babysit your kids, you can keep it at home and you play with the kids according to what the kids are playing. So did you guys know about that?
Yeah.
So that's good. So just practice. Just if you have time, sit there, open your Gemini, ask them the question and everything, and you'll be more than happy to answer most of the question, even better than the teachers. This is better than the best professors. So instead of wasting your time going at school, just come here, say you want to become this person. I want to become this person. I want to become a cyber security engineer and get a visa to Canada. It will break it down for you. It will show you the way and will break the course for you. And then you can say, break down the course for me 1 hour a day, Monday to Friday. Also add YouTube videos and labs to practice. I'm trying to say, you guys don't need to spend a lot of time going to school, spending a lot of time. You need to spend much more time acquiring these skills so you can just do what? Go and get the job. And if you need the school, my school is there. I will give you the boot camp. And if you pass the boot camp, I'll give you all defense. I'll give you the diploma, which is allowed in Canada and USA. I'll defend your skill set background, and I'll make sure we make it. So you see, this is. So Asaf, do you think you should go to school to study to how to become a cybersecurity engineer, or you should just sit home and do this?
Yeah, you can as well sit home and do this.
You see? Now I've started the course already. Have I paid anything? I have not paid anything. Why? Because when you're doing this from there, it's more market connected. Even if you finish, if you learn how to create a resume and you acquire those skills, and you have somebody to put the companies on your resume and defend that you've worked for them, which will cover the experience issue, trust me, if you don't get a job, just know there's somebody running after you. That's all I can say. So now we are going to post the job. Aria, I need you to share the screen, post the job, and I'll guide you through. You already know how to do this. Make sure your resume, the phone number is working, the LinkedIn is connected and everything. And if we post it today, hopefully by next week, we're going to be starting to pick up the calls. Okay? Do you want me to show you how to post the resume, or you already know?
Yes, please help me to
It's
upload
easy.
it.
First of all, before you post the resume, remember, if Indeed is the biggest in Toronto and USA, it's not the biggest in UK, it's not the biggest in South Africa, it's not the biggest in Rwanda. So you ask which job platforms to post my resume in Ottawa, because you are in Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
And now you know it's going to show you. And you can also make it better, put the job description so you know a specific company, you know a specific platform that actually deals with the line of your work. Because there are so many companies always looking for the bilinguals, there are so many companies always looking for, so it says, you see, these are the jobs. You see, Indeed is there, but it's not the first one. So you can say list 10 for jobs like this. You see, when you don't explain so well, it gets really confused. Now it got confused. So I'm going to ask the same question. Sorry. For the this is important, because if you just pick up what the job, if you just pick up the resume and you just post it there Indeed, and you're in Russia, then nobody's going to call you. So you need to know which platforms works in your neighborhood. So now it's telling you official government probably bilingual listing like this, friendly jobs, bilingual upload resume to this. So it goes back to Indeed. So I'm going to say, give me top 3. We want to post on 3. Working in Ottawa, job banks, and Indeed. And I think LinkedIn as well. Okay, let's say top 4. The more you have, the more chances you're increasing, because some companies, then eventually I'm going to show you sometimes how you can apply from companies directly, not through this. Because the issue is, I'm going to show you something here. Do you still have time, or it's like this. I want you to understand. This is a person. This is you. And this is an agency. And this is a company. Which means if this agent, this is you come to this agents, and this agent also is connected to job platforms like Indeed. So these agencies will go to the work platforms, get the resumes, and then they will do what? They call you. And now you start communications. Why? Because your resume is posted here. So you posted a resume here, and these guys, they got it, and they called you, and you called them back. After they call you, they're gonna say, we like your resume, we like your job or your job description, we have a job offering, would you please send us your resume? What do you say? How are you gonna respond, Aria?
Yes.
If they say they have a job for you and that they want you to send the resume, what are you gonna tell them?
Ask them to send me the job description.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The reason why here, when this company, remember, this is the person looking for the job. This is the company looking for the employee. This here. This is employee. I hope you get it. This is employee here. And this is the person, the company looking for the employee. Because these companies are so busy, they can't go there looking here on the platforms, Indeed, Workpoint. No. What do? They look for these agencies. And these agencies, there are so many out there. And so many will be calling you and will be calling you for different jobs. And once you agree the price, and in this case, when they say, how much are you willing to work for? How much are you going to tell them per hour? Aria, I'm asking you. We are finishing up. Please, let's go fast to finish up this part. How much if say you're going to post a resume today? After posting the resume, they're gonna call you and say, "Hello, is this Aria?" Okay, let's pick up the call. Hello, Aria, is this Aria we're talking to?
Yes.
Yeah, we saw your resume, and we're really interested in your skill sets. Are you still available on the market?
Yes, I'm available.
Good. And we wanna bring you in for this position. Are you based in Canada? Do you have a work permit?
Yes, I do. I have work permit, and I'm currently in Canada.
And would you be willing to work hybrid?
Yeah, sure.
No, you say it depends where, because hybrid only where you can drive. Can you fly every day to New York to work there?
No.
So always say I'm flexible with working from office, but I prefer working mainly from home, but I can always show up in the office wherever you want. But before you say that, you have to assess. First, show them you're interested, you need the job, then they will bring up that question after. They're going to ask you, are you okay to work from remote? Then you say, I'm okay to work remotely, to work in the office, but if it's remote, it's fine as well, but I can show up in the office more than once a week. You get the idea? You didn't say 3 times, you didn't say 5 times, you say more than once. Okay? And they ask you, how much are you expecting? How much would you want us to submit you for? Because remember, these guys, they're going to submit you to this big boss.
Oh.
Yeah. And this boss, if you charge them, if you say, I need, how much do you want? How much do you think you're going to tell them?
Between 25 and 30.
Exactly. 25, because we're not focusing on the money right now. We are focusing to get into the market.
To the market for entry.
You get, yeah. So don't confuse yourself. If you only talk too much money when you know what you're worth. Right now, you are trying to cheat your way to the market. So you tell them here, okay, I have an interview, maybe. Let me see if it's one, and then we'll do. Hello? Hello? Hello, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. How are you? I don't know what's going on, but I can hear you. Do you hear me? Okay. Yes, I'm speaking. How are you?
I am.
I'm good.
Who's this one thing is exploring new jobs right now?
Yes, I'm actually looking for the job right now. And is this remote or hybrid?
Yeah, actually, it's a hybrid position. 4 times a week you have to go office.
Okay. And could you please tell me the title of the job again?
The title, right?
The title. What's a position?
Yeah. The title is Technical Analyst PKI Specialist.
Okay, I understand that. That's the domain controller management system. Yeah, I've done that before.
Right.
Yeah. And
correct. And I believe my colleague Kiran Kaur has sent you this job description over your email and you have responded back, right?
Yeah, we've responded back. May I know how much you're submitting me for this, please? How much it pays?
Yes, that's why I'm calling you to confirm your rate. As you mentioned in the job description, the rate we have is between $75 to $84 an hour for incorporated consultant. So will that work for you?
Yeah, $85 is fine. So yeah, you can submit them for $85 an hour, right? And I'll be working 8 hours a day, right? 84 is fine. I'm okay with 84. And this will be $84 an hour working 8 hours a week, all right? How long is the contract?
So let me first tell you the hour, if we are talking about hour, there are 7.5 hours a day, and it's a contraction position until October, but there is a strong possibility of expansion.
Okay. Okay, I'm okay with that. And so are you going to be submitting me? Is there anything waiting for me? I think
yeah, I just need to confirm your availability as well. You can join immediate.
Yeah, I'm available. My contract ended last Friday, so I'm available right now. I'm for any job available.
Okay, so you can join immediate, right?
Yeah.
So after the call, you will receive an RTR from Kiran. I'm mentioning your rate, $84 an hour unincorporated, and your availability as immediate. So we just need your confirmation over the RTR position so that we can proceed further with your profile, the submission process.
Okay, and you say the client is? What's the name of the client?
Okay, so the client is Scotiabank.
Scotiabank. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
all right.
Would you please also send me the job description and my resume so I can do the best update possible? Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did saw that. Yeah. So let me respond to the email. So when do you expect we should have an interview? The second one. Okay. Okay. So is there anything else pending from me? Because I'm available and ready, and this matches my job's skill, background, and education, and I'll be more than happy to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll submit it right away. Thank you very much.
No problem. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asaf, how much is it per hour?
84.
$84. Is it not good money?
More than enough.
Is it magic? Is this a setup? So what happened? Do you know who is calling me? This is the person calling me, the guy here from the agency. This is the guys. And now they are asking me to submit my RTA. I'm going to show you how it looks like. This is the job. As discussed, you see, they already sent it to me, the job, the technical analysis PK. This is a part of the domain controller protection. So this is, the client is, as you can see, the client is Scotiabank, and the pay is $84, and it's incorporated. You know what incorporated means? It's a B2B, which means I can get this job and give it to somebody else. And availability as soon as possible, 2 weeks. But remember, I told them I'm available immediately. So I'm just say, yes, I confirm. I'm just say, yes, I confirm. And that's it, because the resume was already updated and submitted. And if I wanted to see, you see my resume was submitted. This is the one, exactly the same resume you see every day. This is how much, I'm glad they called when we were here together. This is how much you can get paid for such a resume. And the job description should have been here. This is the job description. This is the job description. You start from here, position title, duration, ASAP. This is good money, and I have a good feeling about this. It's in Scarborough, it's hybrid, and Scarborough is not far from here. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, $78 to $80. And this is how you read the job description, the job details. This is very important because this is how you come to know what you're working for and everything. So all the details will be here. What am I going to be doing? Project is called B9DD Software Currency Upgrade Window 2012. And this is so easy for me. Business Group, Active Directory Engineering, and Asaf. If we get this one, I think you're going to do this because I think you can handle this, all right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, and I'll bring you up to speed on this one. I've designed a lot of environments like this ones. Then typical roles, they're looking for this. Some of them I don't know them. I don't know what they're talking about. Like some of them are new technologies. But remember the trick, and Cloud skills. Intune is where you manage the monitoring and also phones. I know that one. I'm Microsoft certified. Yes. You remember when I was telling you scripting? Scripting is important, and this is PowerShell, which I know so well. And I don't know. I don't have this one, but I don't think it's a big deal. And experience in F1. F1. This is a firewall hardware or server. How to manage the firewalls. So going on back of this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all this, candidate position, unique design information. I'm going to take this and I'm going to chat GPT. I'm going to say, train me for this job. Ooh, and I put it there. And Gemini ChatGPT is going to write a course. By the time they call me for the interview, guess what? Every day I can do 1 hour for this, and they told me it's going to take me 1 week. And I can attach my resume and I say remove, if it exists in my resume, don't include it in my classes because I already know it. Asaf, this is for you. You get it? And for you, Ari, as well. This is how you get, if you don't know something about what they're asking for, what you do, you just come in ChatGPT and say, teach me. Then you give me the link. You can ask for the links as well. Do you have the links and everything? And you can say, I need to I have interview in 1 week. Prepare me. Now I gave the AI the data they need to you see? Now it's going to prepare me for the interview. Now I can say, give me interview questions and answers. Now I'm cheating. Everything is going to be easy for me. After watching the video, after everything, now I can come here. Now the question will come. The certificate circle. They need to know about certificate circles. They could ask me something about this. How do you implement OCS and CIL on a KPI environment? I don't know, but now I'm going to know. What is the experience of PowerShell? Now this is what I'm going to go for a few days, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to go say, ChatGPT, I'm going to come on my phone and I say, prepare me for the interview using my phone, and I wear my headsets and I'm going to go play basketball or ride my bicycle, and I'll be practicing for my interview. And that's how I cheat the interview. And by the time I go for the 1 hour riding a bicycle, playing basketball, I have mastered the interview. I'm doing my interview at the same time. So if I show up in the interview, I'm better than anybody in the interview. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
So how do these guys, so Aria and Asaf, remember, these guys are going to be calling you. They're going to be asking you the same question they asked me based on your job description, okay? Remember, these guys are not IT guys, so they don't care. They just see what's in your resume and what this guy said. What this guy said and what's in your resume is what they're going to ask you. And once they are convinced, they're going to send you that email. Remember the email I just sent right now? It's called, this email is, I'm confirming that I'm interested and I want them to, yes, iSafari. They say, iSafari give provide this the company that is submitting me is called, the agency is called this one. They are submitting me to the client called this one. And I'm going to show you the trick how I play with these guys. If I want, I take this company. Remember, they send me this. They told me who they are. The agents that is helping me to get the contract is this one. And the company they are presenting me to is this one. I've just confirmed. If I had not confirmed, I would come here, say find jobs here. I'll put this, and if I want, I'll come here, I'll cheat, I'll put a job description. Guys, this is a master's PhD class, if I might say. This is how you learn, play with the system. Now I'm going to cheat to see which website I may be lucky to find where they're doing this job. Why am I doing this? You see, I got the job already. It's a contract, it's this and this and this. And then I'm going to say, you can apply directly through this. This, or I can go where? Here. And guess what? This is the job. What does that mean? If I apply here, I've just eliminated the middleman. How do I do this here? I just come here, create an account, put my details, and this, guess what? Now, this guy, he's out. And this guy, do you know why they're out? Because when this guy submitted to this company, they charge this company 15 to 20% of your pay. But they don't deduct this from your pay. They just say, you remember the guy said he's going to be paying me, calculator, let me see. He said let's say $80 times 40 times 4 a month. This is how much it's going to be paying every month. So, which means divide by maybe 20% times 100. This is how much? 64? It's a lot of money, but I don't know the formula. But these guys, when these guys submit your resume from here, when they submit they check you, they get your resume from here, and they come to you, they talk to you like they just talked to me right now, and then they submit resume here, and these guys will set up the interview. When they set up the interview and you get the job, they get 15% to 20%. You see, they make a lot of money. So me, if I go directly to this guy and I skip these guys, that means this company is going to hire me so fast because they don't want to pay this guy. Asaf, did you understand the technology there?
Yeah, I do.
So which means if I go on that website, where is my website? Where I put it? If I go on this website, even if I go back, I don't want to go inside the website, I can actually go back and say, tell me the job. Isn't this exact job they're hiring me for? This means if I apply from here, the company is going to more likely give me high consideration. Why? Because they're not going to pay the middle guy. And the good advantage for you, in this case, in some cases, you go directly with the company. Whereas when you go through the agency, 3 months you are under provision, which within 3 months you can still get fired. But guess what? Because I just responded here, and that was a mistake, and I don't know why I did it. Because I responded to this, I said I confirm. Remember the word I said, yes, I confirm. I have consented them to submit my resume, which means if I submit my resume to these guys and they see the resume from these guys, now they have 2 resumes, they're going to disqualify both the resumes. This is a contract between the company and the agencies and this person. They can't take your resume when 2 resumes hit the same company at the same time. They disqualify the 2 resumes. What am I trying to tell you this? If you are only if those resumes are submitted by you, it doesn't matter how many times. But if your resume is submitted by a company and that company have said, yes, you have confirmed and you have given them the consent to submit you, if you submit, they're going to disqualify both of you. So please don't submit the resume if you've done this already. I did a mistake. I shouldn't have done this and I can't change it. So if I get this job, I have to go through this guide. The good news, you still get your full amount of money and it's much better that way. So going back to here, now it's you, Aria, you're going to post your resume and Asaf, and tomorrow we start picking up the call, and I'm glad you were able to hear the call, and that's how you're going to pick up the call. Tomorrow we're going to go through the calls. So resume, it's easy to post it. I'm sure any of you can do it, and I don't have time to teach baby steps again because you are all grown up and mature. So your job today is post resume, and after posting the resume, then we can start practicing about resume. How do we practice about the resume? We're gonna come on the resume, and I'm gonna start asking you technical questions. What's Windows 10? What is Mac? What is TCP? And guess what? All this, you can learn them within an hour. Why? Because you need only essentials for your work. And that's why we're special, because we teach you what company wants, not what school teaches you, because school teach you a lot of information because they want to keep you at school so they can make more money. We don't want to keep you at school. We want you to go and look for the money instead of keeping you at school. Once you get money, then we are getting money. That's a class for today. If you have any questions, feel free to come here. If you want to talk to me, you can come here and book a meeting with me. Just click here and fill up this form, and there you have a meeting with me, and we can schedule it whenever the day you want. And then if you want to attend the class, our class starts Kigali time from 10 a.m. in the morning, and it goes all through to Kigali, to Toronto, US time. Now it's 6 p.m., which means the class is still going on. So we are always in a class. How do you attend our class? You just come here on our website, which is Saftech Canada or Saftech Canada Academy, Saftech Canada College, and you click here. When you click here, it's going to open up here. If it comes here, if you don't have the app, Teams app on your computer, just click on the browser. You can attend the meeting from the website. Or if you have Teams, you can click here and you attend the meeting. If you don't have Teams and you want to download it, you download here. And then you join the class. And that's it for today. Hope to hear from you guys. If you need anything, if you have a question, feel free to ask any questions. And if you want to WhatsApp me, this is the number. WhatsApp me anytime, call me anytime, ask me questions. Any questions now? Aria, Asaf, Nicholas, all of you.
Thank you so much. No question from me today.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to talking to you again.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. And that was good. And please have your resume there. If you have any question, ask me. Then we're going to start hunting. The process that is coming tomorrow we're going to be talking about hunting. How do we get the jobs from the companies directly? Okay. Have a good one. And talk to you soon. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.